Sorry, it's kind of dark. It's my OG phone, but I'm just when I do my videos now, I'm just gonna keep it real from jump. Let's see. About 8 years ago, I lost my brother. In August 24th, 2009, and that day changed my life forever. And there's some people that know me, and there's some people that know of me but don't know me. And so the person that I was then is not the person that I am now, because I am saved, but at the same time, if you mess with me, that other side can't come back out. And the reason why I go so hard for my basketball kids is because without them, my life would have been changed forever. And people have to realize that. So when I see them doing well, I'm of course going to express my happiness for them. Because without them, like I said, my life would be totally different. When I lost my brother, part of me died with him that day. And my whole outlook on life, it wasn't good at all. And so without my basketball kids, I probably have been locked up, or I don't know. So when I see my kids, and I call them my kids, they're my basketball kids. I don't care what other people say. Oh, they're not. They are my kids. I groomed them from very young, and I treat all my basketball kids as if I birthed them. So please don't tell me what is not mine. And they love me, and I love them. So whatever kind of relationship you have with your kids, your basketball kids, is your relationship. Don't worry about what I do with mine. But like I said, after Mark died and I went up to Hillcrest High School in 2010, I just went up there to make sure that the kids were good. Um, and when I went to the boys' game, they was playing terrible, and I was getting very upset with them. But what I failed to realize back then was that they were mourning too. That was their coach. But I was so hurt, and the pain that I felt was so deep that I didn't realize at the time that his players was hurting too. That not only did they lose a coach, but they lost a father figure. My brother was more than a coach to a lot of these kids. He was a father figure to a lot of them who didn't have fathers. And at the time, I did not see that. So I apologize to those kids, because at the time I just was angry. And so I left that game with the mindset like, oh, they're not really representing for Mark. But that wasn't the case as I look back hindsight. They were mourning just as bad as my family was and myself. So when I went to the girls' practice, I really wanted to see what my brother had been telling me about these young ladies for years. He would always say, oh my God, you got to come up to Crest and see the Lady Hawks. They got the Fab Five or the Fab Four, like Michigan, and they're going to do a lot of big things. At the time, like, I was like, I didn't want to be bothered, because I had already coached. I coached at Mercy College, my alma mater, and I coached at York. And I just wanted to focus on doing my clothing lines. So when my brother came to me and he was like, he wanted me and him to coach at an alternative school for kids, with special needs, I was all like, nah, I didn't want to do it. But, tragically, he died in 2009. And so we weren't able to fulfill that that prophecy that he had of us both coaching at this special needs high school for kids. And hello! Sorry about that. That's one of my kittens. Um but back to what I was saying. So when I met the girls, I just came there to, sit in on one of their practices and see what was up with them. And as I was getting ready to leave, they said they told me I couldn't leave. That I had to be their assistant coach, or they would lose every game on purpose. So I became their assistant coach, a volunteer assistant coach at Hillcrest High School, where I also attended. Me, my brother, and my sister attended Hillcrest High School. Rest in peace to my brother and sister. I missed them so much. But I felt like, since I attended the school and I had a great career there, and in memory of my brother, I would go there and I would coach in his memory. And I did that. So shout out to Mr. Strong for giving me that opportunity. And the girls won me a division championship. So not only did I get a division championship as a player, 87, 88, now I achieved one in 2010, the 2009-2010 season as a volunteer assistant coach. But the key thing to this is during the season, as I continued to mourn my brother, there were situations that were placed in front of me, I don't know, to test me. And I'm telling you that it's not good. It wasn't a good situation. And it was a situation where I was really going to try to hurt somebody or try to take them out of here. And one of my basketball kids, she saved my life that night. Because if I would have left my house that night, my life would have been different today. Like I said, she made me stay home, and she texted me all night with stuff from the Bible and anything she ever would need from me, she can have, because she stopped me from ruining my life. And I appreciate her so much. So shout out to Cheyenne. I love you to death. Shout out to my Lady Hawks, because there were situations where I had practice in the park, and this certain individual came to my house, and I did try to get her. I did. And if I would have got to her, it would have been a problem. And to this day, they avoid me all these years later. So I know that they had an impact. I don't care what nobody says. They had an impact on my brother dying. And that's the only thing that I truly can't forgive. I try so hard, but they just don't understand that the loss of my brother just put a huge hole in our family. And this is why I go so hard to continue his legacy, because there are a lot of people that he helped in life. And when he died, it's like they turned their back on my family. And that hurt me more than they will ever know. But what it did was, I was angry and I was pissed, but it made me more determined to show them that I will continue my brother's legacy without you, and it will be better without you, and you will regret that you turned your back on me and my family. Because at the end of the day, I'm a child of God, and I'm an Ellison, and we always will win. No matter what circumstance you put in front of me and my family, we will always come out on top. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is one of the realest videos that I'm ever going to do, but people need to understand that I was my brother's shadow for 38 years. And so when I lost him, I lost a part of me. A part of me died. And the anger that was building up inside of me, I had to figure out a way to contain it so that I did not destroy my life and disappoint my parents and my family. And so when I developed the Mark Ellison Cougars, which was already established as the Greg Vaughn Cougars that my brother had established in memory of his coach that was murdered on Foch Boulevard in Old Baisley, I felt like he represented for Greg Vaughn for over 20 years, and it was time for me to represent for my brother. So the Greg Vaughn Cougars will always live on, but I felt like I needed to establish the Mark Ellison Cougars in memory of my brother. And the crazy part about that is a lot of people, they didn't believe in me. They didn't believe that I could come in and coach and do what I needed to do in memory of my brother. And I'm looking at them like, if my brother taught me everything that I know, and I was successful as an athlete, as a student athlete, why would you feel that I wouldn't be successful as a coach? He taught me everything I know. And for the initial Mark Ellison Cougars, all those kids that came out, 200 plus kids that came out, didn't know anything about me or my brother, and took a chance on me to be their coach, their first coach ever in life. Yes, I'm riding with them forever. Because those teams believed in me and Coach J. And that's another thing. People say, why do you need credit? What do you mean, why do I need credit? Because we were their first coaches. And for people to just come out the woodworks and say, they're the reason why these kids are what they are. No, they help contribute to it. Just like we help contribute to it. But don't try to take all the credit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You don't have to give me credit. The kids give me credit in my inbox all day. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny, the ones that are coming at me are the ones that took kids from me or promised me things in memory of my brother and never came through. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Because you know what? Anything that I want to do for my brother, I will achieve it. Just like I did the 2 games at Madison Square Garden and one at the Prudential Center in his memory. Yeah, I did that. I did that. Because I can't depend on other people to come through for something that I wanted to do in memory of my brother. My brother was my heart, my hero, my inspiration. And, you know, he wasn't a perfect man, but nobody is. But he was perfect in my eyes. And so when people come at me, they have to realize that I still have that anger that I had 8 years ago. And if I wasn't saved, I'd be done punched you in your face. But God has me on a different path now with acting and clothing lines and stuff like that. And he's blessing me in ways that I never imagined. So I have to carry myself accordingly. But don't think that I won't put God on the shelf. So don't test me. Because I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens. And I'm truly not having it. Like I said, to those that promise me things and then, oh, we don't have it, we got to interview other people. I'm cool. At first I got upset and I was disappointed, but now I'm cool because you know what? Just like you have that outlet, there's other people that's doing the same thing as you, and people have already reached out to me and want to interview me. So I'm grateful and I'm humble for every opportunity that life has to offer me. And so next month, you know, when this magazine comes out and it's featuring Code 31 and EPA and my comic book in it, I'm going to be so grateful and so honored. I was so honored and grateful that they even approached me, little old me from Southside Jamaica, Queens, to be in such a beautiful magazine. You know? Y'all will see next month. And shout out to DJ Frank White. When I met him right after my brother died, he saw the vision that I had with these basketball kids and stuff, and he wanted me to work with him. So we'll be doing a web series called Keeping Up with DJ Frank White. We're also going to be doing DVDs on a lot of different topics and stuff. So y'all get ready for that too. I'm going to be doing a documentary on my brother and possibly my sister, and I got to write this book. So if anybody knew either my brother or my sister or both and you would like to put something in the book, because I'm doing this book so, you know, we can heal in some aspect. You can hit me up on my social medias, my Facebook, Dawn Ellison. My IGs are Code 31 Apparel and Coach D31. My Twitter is DME31. My Gmail is DUEMS31 @gmail.com. My Snapchat is NoSile31, NOSILLE31. And I would appreciate it if you guys can subscribe to this channel right here on YouTube, Rock With Me, Coach D, because I'm going to have a lot of content on here, especially stuff like, me keeping it real about my journey on the legacy I want to continue in memory of my brother. And the reason why I stepped away from coaching is because of the nonsense. I don't like the corruption and the disappointment I see in these kids when some of these people who are supposed to be good influences in their life just keep disappointing them and lying to them and telling them that they're going to go to the NBA and all that. How about getting these kids to focus on going to class, getting good grades, passing the SATs so they can graduate and go on to college and get that degree? And if the NBA and WNBA is something that's offered to them, later on in the future, then that'll be awesome. But if it's not, what do you tell these kids then? Are you still going to be in their lives, or are you going to walk away and go to another kid and disappoint them? That's not what I do. That's not what Coach D does. Coach D loves them unconditionally, whether they play basketball or not. Or even if you didn't play for me. I have plenty of kids who never played for me who would love to still play for me because I'm a different kind of coach. A lot of the times, the only thing the kids paid for under me was tournaments. The training and stuff, I never asked for a dime. There are programs out here that are sponsored and charge these kids $500 or more. That's double dipping. That will never happen with me. I've always been Dawn, aka Coach D. And I'm not going to change for anybody. I don't care if I blow up or whatever, because people say, oh, you're going to blow up with the movies and forget about it. I don't forget about anyone. If I have an opportunity to help somebody else, that's what I do. When you get help, you need to help somebody. Pull back, go back and pull somebody up with you. But I see a lot of people in my life that have people that have helped them, get them in great positions, and they forget about helping somebody else. I went to the JMJ birthday celebration and people looked me dead in my face and walked in VIP. If I had an opportunity to be in VIP and I saw you standing out there and they let me bring you in there with me, that's all it would have been. I'd have let you in with me. But everybody doesn't have the same temperament that I have. You know what I mean? And that's okay, because like I said, you saw me in VIP. So if I want to get in places, the personality that I have and people love me, I'm going to achieve the same goals that you achieve, with or without you. And there's no subs to anyone, it's just facts. Cause I'm not afraid of anyone. Like I told you guys, when I lost Mark, I just didn't care anymore. But these kids made me believe again. And they made me love again, because I felt like once Mark died, I didn't have any more love for anyone. And so, yes, I will continue to go hard for my basketball kids because they saved my life. And so if anybody has a problem with that, that's your problem. And you could delete me as a friend on Facebook, social medias. It's okay. I'm going to go on. My life will go on. But I needed to express and let people know that there's a reason why I go so hard for my basketball kids, because without them my life would have been totally different now. So you can respect it or you don't. Hey, stop fighting. I got to see these kittens. Another thing, I have kittens. A lot of kittens. So if anybody would like to adopt one of these kittens, please come and get them, because they're driving me crazy. But me, like I said, I'm the type of person, I'll give you my last dollar. And I don't have a lot of money and stuff. But as you see with the clothing line and everything, I'm making do with what I have. I'm on disability. I'm disabled. But, these clothing lines, I'm so focused on making it a success because, again, there's a reason to my madness. In 2000, I got, actually in 1996, October 24th, 1996, which is my niece's birthday, I got injured on my job, breaking up a fight trying to protect the head teacher. I was a teacher's assistant, and two kids was fighting. She stepped in the way, got punched in the back of the head. As I removed the kid, I tear my rotator cuff in my left shoulder with nerve damage from the neck, elbow to the wrist. And instead of my job fixing it, they let it cease for 4 years, which turned into permanent damage. And I went through a lot of hell. And 20 years later, I'm still going through nonsense with IME doctors trying to lie and say, my shoulder's fixed, and it's not. I've already had 2 surgeries, and I possibly will have to have a third. But like I said, with every circumstance that I go through, I'm learning to handle it better. During them, I'd have lost it. I'd have started breaking up stuff. But now that, I have the Lord and He leads all my steps. Even when I get pissed off, I kind of step back a little bit later and say, I could have handled that better, or it's not worth you getting upset. Like I said, my good outweighs my bad. Since I've been in this house is the worst. I've been robbed. They took all my jewelry, a lot of stuff from me. And, I'm upset, but what can I do about it? So I just ask God to continue to lead the way, continue to let me focus on doing what I need to do to get me in a better position and get me out of this house into a new house, and, financial blessings for me to get out of here, and also to focus on my clothing lines. Because once I get the financial backing for the clothing lines, it's a wrap for everybody. It truly is. So, like I said, if you've been on my team, you've been supporting me when I'm down and everything, and I'm coming up on the rise, I appreciate you guys. And for those that turn their back on me and show me who they truly were, I thank you guys too. Because when I really do take off, you won't be a part of that journey. I don't got time for fake people. The one thing I tell everybody is, whatever your blessings are, please stay humble and be grateful for everything you have. Because the same way God gave it to you, He can take it away. So, with the clothing lines, I established Empty Pockets Apparel in 2000 because my job, not only did they leave me permanently disabled, they left me without money. And I thank God for my family that helped provide for me in those times when I didn't have. But my mother always told me, you know what, besides the gift of basketball, God gave you your first gift of drawing. And so you need to go back to that first gift. And so I did that. And that's when I started Empty Pockets Apparel. Now, at the time, people did not want to wear Empty Pockets Apparel, but you have to understand, when you have nothing, you know what I mean? I had nothing. And so, doesn't mean that when I established the name Empty Pockets Apparel that you always going to stay broke. But you know what? Even if I don't have that much in my pockets, I can still look good. And that's what Empty Pockets represents. Now it's hot. Now everybody gets it. You know what I mean? Because everybody's not going to be balling and be rich and all that. But at least in my clothing, you can look like you do. And it'll be at a reasonable price. I don't want to be like these high-end, I mean, if they could get their money, so be it. But I don't ever want to feel like, oh my God, my customers, I'm charging them way too much. But at the same time, I need to start making a profit. So yeah, some of my pricing will go up some, but not crazy amounts, like $200 for a t-shirt with holes in it. That's ridiculous. These sneakers are totally ridiculous, the prices too. But when I went for my business classes, I found out how much stuff costs. And the same stuff that you paying $200 and $300 for, Costs the same as the stuff that I'm doing for very little, and then they marking the price up triple the price. And you rather go support them that don't give a damn about you than support somebody like myself, a smaller entrepreneur that has your best interests at heart. But that's cool because, like I said, I have my customers, and the customers are growing. It's building. And as I do the movies and the web series and a few other things, that will increase. I know God is able to do all things, and I keep my faith in Him. So I say this to you, anybody that is striving to be an entrepreneur or whatever you want to do in life, you just have to keep the faith, be humble, and work very hard. It's not going to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But just believe in yourself and have people around you that believe in you, not people that's just hanging around you to use you to get ahead in life. And so I'm going to end this here because it's going to be almost 30 minutes that I've been on here. I hope that this video helps anybody. And if you need to reach out to me, my Gmail is duems31@gmail.com. Like I told you, my social medias are DME31 on Twitter, Code 31 Apparel, and Coach D31 on IG. Nosile31, NOSILLE31 on Snapchat. And on here, YouTube. Like I said, subscribe. I'm going to have a lot of content on here. You know what I'm saying? God is good. And shout out to my team that, they look out for me so much. Shout out to Jeff Starr from Shirt Kings, Almighty Shirt Kings. He takes care of all my airbrush needs. Shout out to Black House 22 on Jamaica Avenue. They do my silk screen and my embroidery. Shout out to Lance Saku. He's not doing my stuff right now, but he's always on my team. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tees in the Hood that's not doing it right now. Shout out to True Facts. Like I said, I build with everybody. You know what I mean? Why can't we network together and win together? Why does it always have to be a competition? I'm not in competition with anyone. That's why I developed Code 31 Apparel. You know what I mean? Competition doesn't exist to me. I'm my only competition. I'm focusing on me and how I can better my brands. And if you want to be a part of that, you can. But if you don't, then you're against me, and I'm just going to defeat you like I did in basketball as a player and as a coach. And that's why I get so much grief. And I don't understand why I get grief from that when I'm helping the kids in the community stay out of trouble, get better grades, become a better person. But yeah, I got so much grief. That's why I walked away. If you got to cheat to win, you can have it. I don't have to do that. I know how to coach. And shout out to my bro, Coach Jay, because he's been by my side this whole time. When a lot of people, like I said, turned their back on me. A lot of people promised me stuff, said my brother helped them when they was in jail, but then have memory lapse. How do I know? How would I know to say the stuff that I'm saying if you didn't tell it to me? I have no reason to lie. My dad said all you have is your word. And that's all I have. So I don't have no reason to lie. And like I told you before, I'm scared of no one. But God and mommy. Excuse me. I'm scared of God and mommy. That's about it. Nobody else. But I just wanted to come on here and speak from the heart. And just let y'all know where I'm coming from. Some people know me and some people know of me. So please don't take my kindness for weakness, because like I said, I am saved now, but I will put God on the show and let you know about yourself in the kindest way, the most kindest way that I can. But I'm about my community and helping my community and the kids and young adults. And I'll be doing a lot of stuff through basketball, art, and music, and memory of Mark. I'm going to set up a foundation and everything. But it's just very hard when you're trying to do everything by yourself and you reach out to people and they are not receptive, or they say they're going to help you and then they don't. So I'm doing everything slowly but surely. and I'm gonna make it work. And I'm just gonna take y'all on this journey with me. So subscribe to my channel, rock with me, Coach D, and you will see more in the future. And also, doing Ellison Films on here, on YouTube as well. All right, so you guys have a blessed day.